For a lot of people, when they look at the performance of their website and they go to Google Analytics and they want to see how well the website is doing, they tend to look at the metrics like sessions and how many people have visited the website and which page is the most popular. And then some people then look at the bounce rate and whether people are engaging with their pages. Now these metrics are all fine, it's good to look at them, but a lot of people are missing the all-important metric, which is the conversion rate. You want to look at the conversion rate because they are the ones that are going to help you to meet your online goals. Now conversion can mean many things. It could be anything from someone buying a product, to someone filling in the contact form, your leads, to someone maybe subscribing to your newsletter, to maybe someone downloading a demo of your software or your ebook. It could be any of these things, and it just depends on your website. But if you're not measuring them, then how do you know if they're doing well at all? How do you know if your website is doing the job effectively? And without tracking your conversion, without creating your goals on Google Analytics, you're missing out on important metrics. So I want to show you in this video on how you can quickly organize and create your goals on Google Analytics. So let's move to the computer and just show you how you can do that right now. Now here we are on Google Analytics, and this is just a demo I'm using, and just to quickly show you, the conversion rate is an important metric, and you can see it right there in this column. This is very useful. You can look at which page is doing well. You can look at your overall conversion rate. You can compare month by month, year by year. And of course, if you have several different goals, you can just maybe choose a specific one by selecting one of these, whatever one that you have. So this is really useful for you, to measure how effective your content, your campaign, your website is performing. And even just by looking at this, you can get more data out of, for example, is it working good for organic traffic, but maybe it's not working so well for your paid traffic, for your PPC. This is very, very effective as well. And then on top of that, if you go to another section where it's conversion goals and even your funnel visualization, this is another useful place to go just to see where people are kind of dropping off the funnel. So for example, in this particular goal here, this is the goal for purchase completed. You can see where they've come in, and then you can see they go to the cart, which is right, they've added to the cart, and you can see some people have left, but you can see some people have went on, but even went on and they left again. And it just naturally, your funnel will get less and less, and your conversion rate will be less. At the bottom you can see here. But then you can work out what is causing the problem, what is causing the leaks in the funnel. Maybe you want to fix those leaks as well. So he give you a good demonstration of how well your funnel is working and what can you optimize in that user journey. So how can you create your goals? Well, it's very, very simple really. You go to the admin section of your Google Analytics right there. And once it loads, on the right hand side, you can see in a column the section called goals. Once you have arrived on the goals section, you can see that there's a blank slate for some people. If not, it doesn't matter, you can edit your existing goal. But all you have to do, either you edit the existing one, or most likely you go to the new goal section, then you start the process of creating your goals. And it's very, very simple. And I just want to show you the main thing that you should focus on and what I do when I create goals. Now, of course, you can have the templates right there ready for you, but most of the time, for my case, for my client, when I recommend anyone, I just go to the custom, and it's not that complicated. So if you go to custom and click on continue, then you can start creating your goals. So let's just say, for example, I like to name my goals. So I just say goal 1, and then just to say, let's just say purchase completed. Put that in there, and then you can pick your slot just to keep it simple. And this is where you then start to use certain type of goals. On most occasions, the destination is potentially the most common goal that most of us will use. So what that is really is, when you click on that, then you want to find out what is the step where your goal has been achieved. So for example, the purchase completed, maybe it's the order confirmation page or payment completed page. Maybe, for example, for your contact form, it could be, message confirmed, sent, that kind of thing. Again, if you have an ebook download, maybe your confirmation page is, check your email, your ebook has been sent to you, confirmation page, any of these. So when you click destination, you type continue in there, And most likely it'll be something very specific, whatever your page will be. So for example, maybe I have named my purchase completed page thank you page, for example, / and that's it, that's completed. And you can verify it if you have been having conversion and traffic, and that's you done. If it's appropriate to you, you can add the monetary values, optional, but you can also have the funnel, which is the funnel visualization I showed you. I recommend where possible to use that. So this is where you put in the process that you expect your customers to take to complete that journey, to complete that goal. So for example, if you want to get that purchase completed, maybe there are a few steps that you have to take. So for example, maybe there is the basket page, I'll type it in there, and then the page, the URL is basket, and that will be required because you have to go through that page to get to the next step. And then the next step would be maybe payment page. This is where maybe you start typing in your payment, your credit card details. So let's just say payment form, for example. And then the final step, maybe in a payment form page, you submit your payment. And then you get to the order confirmation page, which is, let's just say, order confirmation. And then we'll call it the same thing. And that's it. And then you select save. You verify it and just see how well it's working for you, and that's it. And then when you have the data start accumulating, you'll have access to the funnel, you'll have access to your conversion, and this is really, really good data as well. But if we go back to the goal type, then you have different type of goals as well there. For example, duration, for some people it may be important. So for example, maybe you have a video or a game on your page, you want people to engage with it and stay on that page. So your goal may be to kind of go to the halfway point to the video or game, X length of minutes, and then that's it, you have achieved your goal. Now obviously it's quite difficult to put monetary value in that, that's why there isn't any in this section, but if you go there, if you have a monetary value, then you can put it in. But then you work out what is the duration goal for you. It might be 1 hour for some, might be 30 seconds for someone else. It's up to you. If we go back again, pages per screen, this is how many consecutive pages you want people to visit to, just on your website. So maybe you're expecting to visit a minimum 2 pages, and that is worth something for you. So maybe you're an advertising company and you want people to see your banner on many pages, and that's a goal for you. It just depends. And then obviously you have the events, which is slightly more complex, and this is where you kind of need a bit more technical help. And this is a lot of things, like for example, when someone clicked on a certain place, for example, play the video, and that triggers a goal. Sometimes it's certain things like someone has clicked the download button and there's no confirmation page, but that is a goal triggered. And that requires a bit more technical know-how. You need someone like a developer to help you. And there is, there are a few plugins that can help you with that. So maybe you can check out the link in the description down below. I've put a link to the blog post version of this video, and there are a couple of plugins that I've mentioned there as well as the general step-by-step process on how to create goals as well. So again, you have different type of goals, but on most occasion, and just to keep it simple for you, have destination and have a place where it's like a order confirmation, download confirmation, and that is your destination page. And that is it. And I think, if you have that, then you have access to all the important metrics. Then you have all the data that you need, and then you can kind of optimize, you can do some conversion rate optimization and see what you can do to improve your conversion as well. And not only that, you can see what's working very, very well and focus your attention on that. What's not working so well, either you ignore it or you bin it, or maybe you need to look into that because there's potential in that. There's a lot of potential you can do with conversion, and if you create goals in Google Analytics, you're on your way. Let me know if you've done that, and if you haven't, why not? Because it's really, really important, and I think you should do that as well. So let me know in the comment section down below, and while you're at it, I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe to this video channel as well. In the meantime, I will speak to you soon. Take care.